Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In the previous video, we learned what is the abstraction and where we are going to use the abstraction and why we need the abstraction. And we learned some of the real world example, right? If you don't know those concepts, go and check my playlist. Then you will understand this one in a better way. So let's go. How we can achieve the abstraction means how we can achieve the 100% abstractions means we can achieve the 100% abstractions using a interface concepts we can achieve. So let's take what is the interface. One real world example. Let's take a remote. Let's take a remote, and in the remote, we can say that it is the like a control interface. We can see, right? Like every TV brand has its own remote, right? But they all do the same things, right? We are going to use the remote for on or off. This is the common operation we are doing in all the remote, right? We need to on, we need to off, right? This is a common thing, right? For any brand TV, let's take, that should have a remote, and with that remote we are going to do on and off. We'll do some more operations also, but this is a common, right? You take any remote, this is a common, right? That thing we can call as a, it is a control interface, we can say, because it is a common thing for all the brand TVs, right? So we can use that one, right? And we can implement that one in a separate brand TVs, right? So that thing we can call as a interface. We understand that what is the abstraction in the previous class, right? Interface also we can say it is also a similar to the abstract class, but the little bit changes is there in the interface, we can say. Interface is also like a blueprint, we can say how the blueprint will be look like, right? Like the interface is also a blueprint, we can say it is a blueprint of the class, we can say. And now in the latest version, what are the things we can do means in the interface, what are the things we can put means we can put abstract methods. We can put a abstract method, I will write here. So what are the things we can put here means we can put a abstract method, we can put here, and we can put a default and static method, we can put static, right? Static method we can put, and we can put a private method also, and we can put a variable also. The variable should be the public, static, and final. See, I will tell you in the latest version. See, in the latest version means in the oldest version in the Java 7, we can only write abstract method. In the Java 8, what we can write here means we can write a default method and the static method also. And in the Java 9, what are the things we can write means we can write a private method also. We can write a which one, public, static, final, variable also we can write, right? It is improving, right? So we can say that. I will tell you, it is a interface means it is like a blueprint of the class, and what are the things we can write inside the interface, that thing also you can tell in the definition part. And interface is like a set of rules. The class that uses implements the interface must write a code for those rules. Let's take one example, real world example, and let's take one remote, and in that remote and on and off, these both are the common thing, right? This is the common for all the brand TVs, right? So these things we are putting inside the interface. And let's take for the Samsung, we are implementing this one, and we are overriding the which one, turning on and turning off methods. For another brand TV, we are overriding that one, and we are giving the implementation. That thing we can call as an interface. Let's take one real world example. So here I think so you will get a much more clarity here. Let's take you are joining your college, right? Let's take you are in the 6th or 7th sem. Let's take in your class, right? In your college, what are the rules is there means the attendance should be the 75%, otherwise they will not give internals, and they will not allow you to write exam, right? You should submit all the assignment, and you should wear the ID card in the campus. This is the common rule for all the students. Let's take that is a 6th sem student, 7th sem student, 8th sem, any class students, any sem students. they should follow this rule. This is the common for all the student, right? They must attend the 75% of the class. They should have attendance, and they should submit the assignment within the deadline, and they should wear the ID card. This is the common rule for all the student. We are putting this inside one rule book. We are naming as a college rule book. It is the right, it is the common for all the students. We are putting inside the interface, but here they are not going to tell you like you should attend this day, like you should attend in the Monday, you should attend in the Tuesday. No, not like that. They will not going to tell you anything. You can attend any of the days, but when they are going to check your attendance, you should match a 75% of attendance at least, right? They are not going to care about which day you are attending. That doesn't matter here, but you should have a 75 percentage, right? You should submit the assignment. You should submit, or you will give to your friend, and you will going to tell them, go and submit my assignment. Anything is happen, otherwise you go and you will submit your assignment, right? But your assignment should be there, right? That thing is there, but they are not going to tell you here how to attend the classes, which day to attend the classes. No. How to submit the assignment. No, they are not going to tell you. You can submit directly, or you can give to your friend, or anyhow you can do anything, but you should submit your assignment, right? You should wear ID card in the campus. How you are going to wear, that is doesn't matter, right? So this is a rule, but they are not defining it how to do it. This is called as a interface, we can say. Let's take a student. Each student will be follow means they should follow this one, but how they are going to follow is depends on that student, right? Means you can attend at you will attend the class at Monday. Let's take you are attending at a Monday, your friend attending at a Saturday, right? It doesn't matter, but totally you should have a 75%, right? 75% you should have. Your friend also should have a 75%, right? 75% should have. How you are going to do that one, it doesn't matter. It depends on the student. That's it. That thing we called as a interface. Every student must follow these rules, right? In its own way, right? These things we can call as a interface. I think so you are understanding this one. I told you here itself, right? What are the things we can have inside the interface. At the Java 7 version, we are having abstract methods and the constants also here, okay? Then in the Java 8 default methods and the static method. In the Java 9 private methods also they are given, right? So okay, we will do the coding part. You will be understanding a better way, and we will understand the rules also. So how we can do that one, you will get a much more clarity. Okay, we understand the, okay, you will understand in a better way while we are doing the coding part. So let's go. Here what we are doing means we are taking a interface, right? So here we will take an interface. Wait, I will tell you one thing. Okay, after this one I will tell you one thing. Remote. Okay, 1 second, I will tell you one thing. What keyword you should use. See here, how it is going to be look means we should use a keyword called as a interface. We should use here means let's take here, we are using a interface keyword here, right? This is the keyword you should use. This is the interface name, and this is a interface keyword. When you are going to create an interface, that time you should make use a keyword interface. And here we are taken a remote, right? So here the two methods are common for all the remotes, right? Whatever the brand, it doesn't matter, but two operations is the common, right? So turning on and turning off. So we will give here a void turn on, and then here we will take one more void turn off. This is the common for all the brand TVs, right? We will use commonly to on and off. This is a common for everything. So we are putting inside the interface, and we are not going to give the any implementation or any body here. We are just defining the signature. That's it. We are just defining the rule. Means it should turn on, it should turn off. You should use the use this one. Means turn on button you should use, and turn off button you should use in all the remotes, in all the brand TVs. This remote should do this operation, right? So this is like a rule. And so let's take one more class. We will take class, okay, here we will take a Samsung TV. I will take, then I will click on finish. Then here what we are going to use means, let's take here we are having one interface, right? Here we are having an interface. This is a remote, and we are taking here some of the brand, right? So it is the interface, right? When the class is See, this is the interface, right? This is a interface and this is a class, right? So when you are means taking a sum of the methods and doing that part from the interface, that time you are going to make use the keyword called as a implement. How you are going to take in the abstraction, and let's take how you are going to use it in the inheritance concepts, right? When you are going to do the abstraction, and that time interface inheritance is we are going to use, right? We are making use of the which one, uh, inheritance concepts, right? Here we are using a extend, right? Here we are using a extend, right? Here we will use the extend. Okay, here we will use the extend keyword, right? Because it is a we are using a concepts of inheritance, and here also like we are taking a methods and we are overriding that one, or we are taking as it is. But when you are taking a sum of the methods or something from the interface, that time you are making as making use the one keyword called as a implement, not a extend. From the interface, when you are taking some of the methods or something, that time you are making use the implement, you are using a implement keyword, not extend. I will tell you in the next class when you are going to use the extend and when you are going to use the interface, and what is the difference between the implement and extend. Okay, that thing I think so you have a clarity right now, right? We are using a implements, and here what is the class name, means interface name, here remote, right? So I want to tell you one thing here. What should we do means you should override all the method, means you should override whatever the methods is given right here, means it is the abstract method, right? You should override that one, otherwise it will throw you an error, it will throw you an error. So you should public give, or otherwise leave it turn on, right? This is a method, and here I will give simply one sentence here. Samsung TV is on. I will give one more method we are having, right? Public void turn off. Then here we are, see, error is gone, right? It is like a something magic, right? Yeah, programming is like something magic. When you love those concepts and everything, you will enjoy that one. When you're understanding the something, then you will start enjoying that one, right? It is a like feels like it is something interesting, right? Okay, let's come here and see, here we are given an interface called as a remote, and we are given a abstract method is the turn on and turn off. And here we are taken one class called as a Samsung, it is implementing the remote interface, right? So when you are implementing that one, when you are implementing the interface, that time whatever the abstract method you are given here, that should be override, right? Otherwise it will throw you an error. I will remove this part, and see, here it is going to throw you an error when you override those method. See, error is gone, right? That thing you should understand that one. And let's do the next one. One more thing, like you cannot create an object of the interface, you cannot create that one. Okay, like abstract, how you cannot create a object, right? Like that interface, on the interface you cannot create an object. It is like a incomplete one, and it is something incomplete, completely incomplete things, and so you cannot create an object of this interface. So you can create an object of Samsung. Let's do this one, and we will create one class. Okay, sorry. Okay, here we will take a interface. Okay, interface, and we will give as a remote main. Okay, main. Then here public static void main string of ours. Then we can, I told you, right, we cannot create a object of the interface. Simply to show you, I will try to create that one. So let's see, remote equal to new remote. So you cannot create a object of the interface, it is throwing an error. Cannot be instantiated that type of remote because it is an interface, you cannot create that one. So I will remove this part, and I will give as a Samsung TV. Then see, here you can give like that, means you are creating the child object and giving him the parent references. That is called as a loose coupling, means creating a child object and giving him the parent references. That thing called as a loose coupling. So or dot, we will create a which one, turn on, right? Okay, or dot turn off, right? array. Okay, we will save this one and let's run. Samsung is on and Samsung is off. This is how we are going to do the interface. You should understand the when you are creating an interface, that time you should make use the keyword called as an interface. In the updated versions, not only the abstract method in the interface, we can add a what like we can add a static method, we can add a default method, or we can add a private method, and we can or add a variable. That variable should be a public static final. That things we can add in the interface. So first we will understand the rules of interface, then we will try to do that one. So let's go. First we will understand the okay, there is no space here. From the next class I will try to use the board so it will be understand in a proper way. So not here, no spaces here. So what we will do, we need a space, right? To give the rules we need a space. Okay, I will try to use the board itself. Rules are there. Let's take we are going to understand the rules. Rule, let's take here. I told you when you are creating an interface, that time you should make use the keyword called as a interface, right? You should use the keyword called as a interface keyword. This is the one thing, first rule we can say, right? The second rule, what it is means, let's take in the first rule is the interface keyword, right? Here we use the keyword called as a interface, right? So this is the first rule. And what is the second rule means, the Java 7, whatever the methods you are writing, means you are writing some of the method, right? Whatever the methods you are writing, those methods are public abstract. Till when means Java 7. Still so many versions came and it's got updated, right? I told you what are the things at present we can write, right? So this is the second rule, like it is a old version, like that. Now also you can write methods, whatever the methods, like simply if you return this much, we are going to consider this one as a public abstract method, right? Here you are not written the as a abstract, but default it is like a public abstract, right? That is the thing. It comes at the version 7, Java version 7. So and now you can write a variable, right? Whatever the variable you are going to write, that is considered as a like a public static final. Public static final, we can say final. That is the one of the rule, like whatever you are writing inside the interface, that is acts like a, let's take here you are writing as a int value. I will just take this one, and here if you are return this much, this one considered as a public static file. Here you are trying to override that method again, that time it is not possible. Let's take here itself value equal to 101. I will give no, we cannot do that one, means we cannot override that one because it is a like it is like a final, we cannot override that one, and we cannot change the value of that variable. That is the third rule, we can say it is a public static and final. So what is the fourth rule means, let's take in the abstract, right? In the abstract what you are going to do means, in the abstract you can write a constructor, right? But in the interface you cannot write a constructor, you cannot write a constructor. Here the fourth rule what means, you cannot have a constructor. This is the one of the rule, we can say you cannot have a constructor. And fifth rule what it is means, let's take means you cannot create object of that interface, cannot be instantiated means you cannot create object of that one. That is one sixth one rule. And let's take you use the keyword, right? Told you let's take if a class implement an interface, that time you are making use the one keyword, right? Not extend, but you are using one keyword called as a implements, right? You are using a keyword implement, right? That thing, if a class, let's take a here Samsung, it is a class, right? If that class want to implement an interface of the remote, that time you are making use the keyword called as a implement. When you want to implement an interface, that time you are making a making use the one keyword called as a which one, that one is a sixth rule. Seventh rule what we can say here means, when you are implementing that one, right? When you are implementing an interface, that time what you are going to do means, that time what you're going to do means, if you are implementing that interface, that you should override, right? You should override the abstract method you should override. It is the optional, like you are overriding the default methods also. Nowadays we can write, right? The default method you can override or not, it is like an option, but you should override the abstract method. That is the one of the rule we can say. And achieve here multiple interface we can achieve. Multiple interface we can achieve here. We can achieve a multiple interface. How we can achieve that one means, just by taking a here, right? Here just we are given as a remote, right? So here you can give a comma, and here you can give another interface name. It is not possible in the like normal classes, like you cannot achieve the multiple inheritance, right? Multiple inheritance you cannot achieve directly with the class, but you can achieve by using the interface concepts. Here just you can give a comma and you can give a interface. That is the thing. And you can have the static methods or default method also. Like a default method, how it is going to be look like means, let's take here itself. I'm going to write here the default and void, and here greet. Just I will take this one. This is how the default method is going to be look like this. Hello. This is like how default method is going to be look. And static method, how it is going to be look means, let's take a show. I will just give this one. This is ouch. A static method. Here the default method we can override in the Samsung class, and here the static method can be called using a interface name, but you cannot override that one, right? This is about let's take, I will just copy this one and we will try to override this one here. Let's take here greet, and I will just give hello, I'm from Samsung TV. This is about how we are overriding the default method. You can override the default method, but it is an optional one. If you want, you can override that one or leave as it is. And if you want to access this static method, that time you can use like a with the interface name. You can access like how you normally going to access, right? Using the class name like that. Only here also you can access that one with the remote dot show, like that you can access that one. So this is about rules of the interface and what are the things we can include here. This is about this one. And you can, I told you one more thing, we can add a private method also, right? You can add here a private method also. We'll write here private and void and helper. Just I will take this much and sys out. Just I will give a helper private method. Just helper method I will give. Okay, helper method. Okay, if you want, you can call within the interface itself. Just I will call this one helper. In the default method, simply I'm going to call this one. So you can call like that only, right? It is visible to the class, right? So this is about how we are overriding that one, how we are doing this one, and what are things we can include in the interface. And this is about a interface. Let's go and quickly understand once again. And okay, in the previous class we understand the abstract, right? If you don't know, go and check that one. You will get much more clarity when you are understanding those concepts. So let's go. What is the interface means? Interface means it is like a blueprint, we can say. Inside that blueprint we can have the abstract method, default method, and the static methods and private methods, and we can have the variable. That variable, it acts as a public static final, right? It is acts as a constant, we can say. Interface is like a set of rules also, we can say. The class that users implements that interface must write a code for those rules. Means we understand one real world example. That time you will going to understand the definition in a proper way. Let's take one college rule books is there. Inside that some of the rules is there, right? Attendance should be 75%, and submit the assignment should be within the deadline, and we are the ID card. This is the main rule, right? They are just given a rule. How you follow that rule, that is not written here, right? Just they are given a rule. That thing we can call as an interface, right? Each student, like they are joining that college, means they should follow this rule, right? How they are going to follow, it doesn't matter, right? Which they are attending, that doesn't matter, right? But total they should have a 75% of attendance. That's it. They should submit a assignment, right? That things is must follow all the rules. They should follow that thing. We can call it as a interface, we can call it, right? means the student can write their own code, right? For those rule means they can attend at Monday, they can attend at Friday, that doesn't matter, right? They should follow, that's it. How they are going to follow, it doesn't matter, right? That thing we can call as a interface. And we understand this one, right? Real world example, we understand one remote example, right? In the remote, like turning on and turning off is the common thing we are putting inside the interface. Like every branch should do the same thing, right? We need to turn on, we need to turn off, right? That is a common we are putting inside our interface, right? That is like a rule. Before you doing that one, before doing anything, like before you watch anything, you should on, right? That is the thing, like it is like a rule. And it is like an interface. And in the older version, only the abstract methods and abstract method is present, but constant also present. I'm not sure about this one, I think so it is comes under the Java version 9, so I will recheck that one. Okay, this is abstract methods and constants means public static final, right? In the Java 8 version we can write a default methods also and the static methods also. In the Java 9 we can write a private methods too, right? Nowadays what are things we can write means we can write abstract method, we can write a constants like public static final, right? Or if you are return the sum of the value, that should be act as a final like constant. And we can write a default methods on also and the static methods also and the private methods also. But you should overwrite abstract methods when you are implementing that interface. That is the thing. And we understand one coding part. And when you are using means when you are using a interface means in the real world project, let's take us in the Spring Boot, we are using a interface for services. For example, let's take a user service or employee service. That time you are making using a concepts of interface. And in JDBC also, like a connection and statement, all are acting as a interface itself. And in the collections list, means in the collection list set map, all are also act as the interface itself. In the servlet also, like a HTTP servlet and servlet context list and interface, all are we are going to use this one in a backend project. That time you are making use the concept of interface. Let's simply take when we use the extend means, okay, I will tell you that one also here itself, so you will get much more clarity. So let's go. Okay, I think so this much is clear for all of you. What are the things we can write and all those things. When you are going to use the extend means, okay, I will write here extends, right? You will make use the keyword of extends, right? When you are using means, let's take a class extends another class. That time you are making use the extend. One class is extending another class, that time we are making use the extend keyword. Let's take for example, we will take one example, class A, okay, class B, we will take class B extends A, right? One class extending the another class, that time you are making use the extend keyword. And let's take one class extends abstract class, that time you are making use the concept of extend. Let's take one example, I'm just giving a simple example, that's it, to get a clarity. Extends abstract class name is A, right? So that time you are making use the concept of extends. And let's take a interface extends the another interface, that time you are making use the keyword called as a extend. Let's take a interface B extends A, that time you are making using the concept of extend. When you are going to use the implements means, let's take one class, like a class want to like follow some of the rule. And that time whatever the means, one class want to follow some of the rules that is present in the interface, that time you are making use the concept of implement. I will just give one sentence so you will be get much more clarity. When you are going to use means, when a class wants to follow the rules of an interface, like how we are written a remote and Samsung, right? That time you are making use the concept of implements, right? See here, the class extends the another class. Okay, I will reduce the size so it will be visible. Okay, here let's take a class extends the another class, that time we are using a extend keyword, like class B extend a class A, right? and class extend the abstract class, that time you are making use extend keyword, and interface extends another interface, that time you are making use the extends keyword. But when you are implementing the interface, let's take one class we are written, right? Example, let's we are written class Samsung, just I will give this much. This one want to take the some of the rules and those things that is present in the interface, right? That time you are making use the implements what remote, that time you are, it is a interface, right? It is the interface and it is a class. Okay, I will write that one also. One is a what it is, interface, right? Okay, I think so today is something stuck in the system, it's not properly interacting. Okay, I will write this much. Okay, it is the interface, it is like a normal class, right? It is just a class and it is an interface, that time you are making use the concept of implement, right? That is the implement, it is the class and it is an interface, that time you are making use the concept of implement. Okay, I think so you understand this much. And this is about a interface and how we can achieve the abstraction 100%, like what are the things we can write inside the interface, that time you can make use the interface concepts. So this is about abstraction. If you have any doubt, if you need still any clarity, and or if you need a still in depth, let me know in the comment, I'm ready to explain that one. So this is about abstraction. I'm trying to explain in a easiest way and in an understandable way. So it doesn't matter how much time we are taking, but we need to understand the concept as it. And if you need still in depth of the abstract topic, let me know in the comment. So some students ask me about abstraction, that is like a confusion thing is there, and those things I'm trying to explain that in a understandable way. Still, if you guys need any clarity, let me know. Okay, and if you found like my explanation are understandable and it is helpful, please like and subscribe to my channel, that motivates me to make a more video, right? This is about interface thing. And sorry, I forgot to tell you the interview questions, right? So this is a interview question they can ask it in the interview. Can interface have the method body in the Java 8? What is the difference between the default and abstract method? Can we override the static method in the interface? Can interface have the private method? By default, methods were introduced in the Java 8. So I'm not going to tell you this answer. So let me know in the comment of these answers. So see you in the next. Thank you.